talk about it some. If you missed the paper playtesting, I had my friend Young Dingo over all week, and we playtested some MH3 decks in paper. We built like 14, 15, and this one beat all of them. I don't think we played against every single matchup, but I think we were 12-0 with this Boros deck in our gauntlet. Obviously, it's home testing gauntlet, and we did certainly run hot with it. But this deck is a Boros boom bust deck with 4 boom bust, 4 Ragavan, and then every single other card in the main deck that is a spell is an MH3 card. We're playing 30 Boros MH3 cards. And the power level was through the roof. Discharge and Static Prison were crazy removal spells. Guide of Souls is incredible mana engine, or energy engine, puts a lot of power toughness in play, gains you a lot of life, which is relevant. Phelia is super nice to like flicker your Unstable Amulets and Raptors for more energy, flicker White Orchid Phantom for more interaction. Sometimes you'll go like Escape Phlage, flicker Phlage, and just kill your opponent, which is happen more often than times than you expect. Have 1 Essence Reliquary for the grindy matchups. We're playing in the main. I'm just going to play the 3rd Phlage for today. This deck was just super duper good. Super duper good. You just have so much interaction for their mana. And I will say this, the best card in the best deck was Amped Raptor. Amped Raptor was, it just hits all your other good cards and also gives you a 2-1 and sometimes puts you up on energy. The card is just so good. Love to be on the play. We'll take the draw. He has also cast Raptor. Yeah, I like, hitting Bobble isn't the best. It is a little bit weird to like add Bobble and have it to be a kind of a bad Raptor hit, because I feel like a big part of this deck was like, your Raptor hits are just always so good. Hitting Bobble is like, you get +2 energy and a card, so it's not like it's an actively bad hit. Hedge mains, Mason has been consulted on the set, has had a lot of time to work on stuff. I'm excited to see what Mason has cooked up here, and I think that I should probably just Phelia this turn and not play into counter magic. Could be a Nadu deck, could be a lot of different things. Gonna get Ice Fanged. I think I'm happy enough if Ice Fang gets sacked to Flare to counter my Phelia, so I'm just gonna let that happen if it happens. Though it seems that we'll be getting our Phelia bounced. I'll get our Rustvale Bridge bounced is interesting. I guess that makes sense. Do I just discharge the Ice Fang? I mean, Ice Fang doesn't have Death Touch. I think what I'll do is I'll go play a White Orchid Phantom and then start blowing up my opponent's basic lands. Maybe this gets flared. Or I start turning my opponent's lands into basics. Maybe we get Solitude. Seems we're going to get to attack. Oh, I guess it's a bit awkward here, huh? I guess I shouldn't, yeah, I guess if I target Mason's Fountain here... Oh, it's end of turn, so I can still target the Fountain without giving Ice Fang Death Touch right here. I was a bit worried about that for a second. Yeah, I'll get Death Touch end of turn, because Phelia returns end of turn. Kind of surprised we're seeing a long pause here. Like, you would think if Mason had a Solitude... Like, would it go after the... I feel like you would want to target Phantom. Yeah, so I would assume you wouldn't want to let me blow up the Fountain here, but maybe Mason just wants to have more basics. I'm going to blow up the Fountain, though. Try to mess with their mana. Also, First Strike doesn't care about the Death Touch so much. We don't care about the Teferi in play so much either. No land for Mason either. Let me see if this attack on the Teferi gets through. I think, booms get worse the longer you wait on them. I'm just going to go boom on the plains here. Yeah, not too surprised to see this get countered. That's okay, though. So I'm going to lead, I think, on White Orchid Phantom number 2 with the intention to target my Rustvale Bridge to ramp myself, which has been a really good play so far. Tishana Tidebindered. That's okay. Because really this was bait for my Unstable Amulet. Yeah, I'm excited for Ruby Storm too. Thank you, Lightning. Happy half a year. I've got a Guide of Souls coming down next turn. Amulet has been phenomenal card draw spell so far. I think this will end up being one of the best card advantage engines in Modern. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by casting a Guide of Souls here. Deal my opponent a damage off the amulet. I think I'm just going to, like, assuming that this just resolves, I'm just going to pass, and I can go Galvanic Discharge and Phelia at instant speed, and then if Discharge resolves, I can tap my amulet again, and not worry too much about, or I guess if Phelia resolves, I can also tap my amulet again. I don't have to worry too much about playing into any counter magic. Could be a good time for me to play Phelia because of no counter magic up. I think I just okay to still wait. I probably will go like Galvanic Discharge end of turn to play around Ephemerate some. I'm so surprised Mason thinks that he can race against Guide of Souls, Amulet. We'll see though. I think let's just see what happens if I cast the Phelia at this point, because it's probably like hard cast Solitude. Was not blocking Tidebinder possible mistake? This no longer has abilities because it got Tidebindered. Okay, so I think we're gonna bottom. And then I'm gonna Galvanic Discharge the Subtlety, because if I target anything, I guess I could target the Tidebinder and tap the Amulet. But I don't want to play into Ephemerate very hard if possible. There's another Boom. Let's play Amulet first, I suppose, so we can tap one, and if we can find another spell, it'll be a pretty big deal. Maybe Mason has a Flare or something. Wouldn't be that big a problem either. Another Boom. I think I'll just go ahead and boom the basic. Deal my opponent 2 damage. I'm just not that worried about getting raised. I'm going to attack for 5. Maybe this gets flared. So if Mason takes 5 here, and is, just has to pitch Solitude kind of. If Mason takes 5, then like just dead to me casting any spell off the Unstable Amulets. Pitches a Phelia down to 1 card in hand. Delny looks like a go in this deck. Did you test her fitting in? You could play Delny maybe. The card's kind of like fragile and weak, but if Delny goes any deck, it is probably this one, yeah. So Mason goes down to 3 life points. Flooded Strand. So Krax has Flooded Strand dead to me casting anything off my Unstable Amulet. Attacking in, I guess, is fine. 1 card. Probably not an Ephemerate. But I could play around Ephemerate by... I guess drawing a second Galvanic Discharge will just cast Discharge. But I could have played around Ephemerate by booming the Temple Garden first. So we'll pay 1 energy, kill the Ice Fang, tap an Unstable Amulet. We find an Aether Hub. It's kind of interesting. I guess I'm gonna go cast this Discharge first. That way I have... Make sure I have enough energy to tap the Aether Hubs for mana. Remember Harness Lightning automatically paid amount of energy equal to toughness? Seems like that's not the templating anymore. So I'll try to play around Solitude by casting this first. We'll see if the last card is Solitude, because Mason will have to cast it now. Kind of a bummer to just hit 2 lands off the amulets. It's okay though. Mason also maybe just has to have a second basic planes to even cast this Solitude, so it's not that concerning. Mason might be like looking at his deck list to see, do I have that second basic land? Basic planes? My thoughts on the Hideaway deck with MH3. I like the deck a lot. I think one thing I'd like to do is play Force of Vigor, the white force that puts enchantment in play, over the Halo hoppers in that deck. Was it better to do everything second main to try to activate the grid? No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do it main phase to like see what he has here. It's a subtlety, okay. So now I don't have to make a bad attack into this. So I do only have one energy, but any creature will let me tap the Unstable Amulet. Mason's also at 3 life, probably can't attack too aggressively. But we didn't get a tapped white source in return. Can Raptor cast Bust? If you have 6 energy, but usually you're just casting Boom. You're a fan of the White Force nowadays? The White Force, I think, makes a lot of sense in the new mono-white Hideaway deck. I mean, I've played the White Force is, like, not the worst. It's a free spell. But, like, so I didn't like it in the original Collector's Cage deck because that one is just so in on comboing, right? Your card quality is just kind of low, and all that deck is really trying to do is cast a big spell as fast as possible off of your Hideaway cards. But the card quality of the MH3 white threats is so high, I think you win a lot. You're going to win a lot of your games with that plan instead. You're going to win a lot of your games with that plan instead, which I think is going to end up meaning that you want to. Did you really draw another subtlety? Ephemerate the subtlety. It does have a second planes. Okay, so I'm going to put this on top, and then Mason has still has a window to top deck something. Because I could have played the Flagstones. Not really dead to anything. Yeah, I could have played the Flagstones. It's like, I don't know, it's not going to really matter. So, yeah, I'm dead to a counter spell because they can basically just counter the Ragavan, trade Tiebinder for White Orchid Phantom, and then hit me for 3 twice with the Subtlety. I mean, if it's Subtlety, I'm also dead. Not really anything I can do about that. Okay. So any spell wins the game here. Shout out any spell. We saw Phelia in Mason's deck. Didn't really see anything else. MH3 might have like the return target permanent mana value 3 or less. Bringing my Essence Reliquary for these kind of matchups. I'm gonna cut probably all the static prisons. Maybe play 1 static prison. Although the Moonlights are kind of good against Mason's Phelia, Mason's Ephemerates. Let's give that one a go. Kind of low on removal, but I think that's okay in this matchup. Yeah, the Amulet is just so good. With Modern being so creature heavy, doesn't Verdict become a much better card? Yeah, sure. I would agree that Verdict is better. Has Raptor been busted as expected? I think this is the best deck that me and Dingo tested. We built it together on like Tuesday night, and Raptor has been the best card in this deck, and so I would say yes. Probably not good enough to keep a 1-lander on the draw here, although, man, if we had that second land. Get to maybe playtest Raptor right here, right now. Yeah, the deck is almost entirely MH3 cards, and it feels much more powerful than everything else, so it's kind of interesting, huh? I tested this against current modern decks like Scammer Yogg. The thing about Yogg is going to be built so differently from how it is at the moment. You know what I mean? It's like Yogg is going to be a brand new deck because there's so many new tools for it. Scam is also like there's like a lot of new cards. Like there's no existing metagame anymore. You're just playing out of date decks, I think. Although like there are some decks that will exist and evolve. Okay, so we get to cast our Ragavan, get another energy, and then I'm going to spend 3 energy to turn my Guide of Souls into an angel. Turn 2. Your turn. Does have a March. Stole my energy from me. Oh no, not just Recruiter of the Guard. Grabbing Eternal Witness. Okay, now we're cooking. Oh, although I've drawn my Essence Reliquary, so now Mason is cooked. I could play White Orchid Phantom and ramp, or I could just play another Amped Raptor. I think because I could hit a removal spell off the Amped Raptor, I should probably just Phantom and ramp. Yeah, Reliquary won me a lot of games when I was playing against Dingo. It's kind of a cool one of. I don't know if it should be in the main or the side, but right now I just kind of think I want the third Phlage in the main. What sounds the most promising? Yogg. Phyrexian Tower, Birthing Ritual, Flare of Cultivation, New Grist. There's a lot of cards. I won game 1 here. Witch Enchanter. Finding Ephemerate. Boy, do I love a good Solitude Ephemerate. Oh, and then main phase Solitudes. My Raptor? And then Ephemerates? Okay. That's pretty good. Might be good enough to stabilize. Although, we'll see if they trade for the Ragavan, or if I can, like, Raptor into a removal spell or something. Probably go after the white mana. I think there's a good chance Mason doesn't block. Okay, never mind. I guess that's fair, right? You're just gonna want to loop the Witness. Raptor 2 mana, 2/1, destroy target land. We're cooked. I'm not sure. Looks like we're not doing so bad. Eternal Witness Ephemerate is very, very powerful for sure. Hardcast Flare of Denial. So I draw land, I can Raptor. Also, the Necro Dominance combo deck. Yeah, I think it has some potential. I feel like you need to play more Soul Spikes than we were playing. Returns Recruiter of the Guard. Wow. Cool. So we get to bounce our Raptor, replay. Hit another White Orchid Phantom, and I think we're just supposed to ramp. So we're going to pick up the Ephemerate again. Yeah, Necro seemed pretty good, I agree. So hand is Ephemerate, Recruit of the Guard, Mystery card. We're going to try to run them out of basics. I think it's kind of better to ramp. I've got like 4 Unstable Amulets to draw, 3 Phelias to draw. If I draw Phelia, I can go Phelia, bounce Phelia, replay. My opponent finds Solitude, which kind of implies that the Mystery card is a white card. Drawing Galvanic Discharge is a really, really nice pickup here. To break up the Witness loop. And then I'm going to deal my opponent 2, and if Mason has Solitude, Mystery card in hand. If the Mystery card's a white card, and then Mason has nothing after this, I'm okay with that. Dude, Essence Reliquary is sick. It may make its way back in the main deck. Dingo said he didn't really understand the card, but it's just there's so many ETBs. It just does so much. No! Second Witness, damn it. I guess we're still doing pretty good. I can even like Phelia and flicker my Essence Reliquary too. So hand is Solitude, Ephemerate, Mystery card. Yeah, we can actually cast Bust if we hit Bust. Which is gonna be crazy if it happens. So Flicker's Recruiter main phase could maybe be getting a land drop off Witch Enchanter, but probably just a white card to pitch to Solitude. Yeah, grabs another Phelia. And main phases this to stop my Raptor Flicker. It's interesting. Found an Unstable Amulet, which has a lot of juice. So let's go into, I think, play Sacred Foundry untapped, bounce our Unstable Amulet, replay Unstable Amulet. Boom. Deal my opponent a damage. And then I'm gonna flicker the Unstable Amulet with Phelia. Yeah, you can cast 3-drops on turn 2 with Raptor. Not that tough with Discharge, Aether Hub, and Guide of Souls, but you don't want to play too many 3-drops, I agree. So like I think you want to have like 3-3-drops. Feels like a good number at the moment. Okay, I'm pretty okay with this trade. Philly's a really good card. The Boros deck is just busted. Like, me and Dingo tested it. We were 12-0. It was just like, just was insane. We played against combo decks, aggro decks, mid-range decks, control decks. It's just like, just beat everything. Do no donation decks during the stream? No donation decks, no deck text. Sorry. No who, just too much to get to. Thank you for asking, though. Appreciate you. Let's keep this one. We're on the draw. And I'm not saying we're going to win every single match, but I am saying I haven't lost a match with it. or the deck hasn't lost a match. How Static Prison Filtered Multiples? It's okay sometimes. It can be kind of bad sometimes too, and I'm only playing 3. Okay. Up against the Eldrazi deck. We're playing Boombust and White Orchid Phantom. Feels pretty good. Well, they're up against aggro Eldrazi, which is probably worse for us. I think I'm going to try to make Ragavan a flying angel. Let's play Guide of Souls in turn 1. Okay, nice. Mimic become 4/4. I think I should probably White Orchid Phantom the Temple. Maybe Inspector. I don't know about probably Lightning Bolt. Just like if you want the cheapest plus quality. Right, it's kind of funny. Ragavan is like the most expensive card in the deck, and also I think the worst card in the deck. It's kind of a weird dynamic. Okay, nice. No, I could turn something into a flying angel. I think I'd rather try to turn Ragavan into a flying angel next turn. So I'm just gonna tap my amulet and attack here. Yeah, I agree. Ragavan being the worst card is a pretty good sign. It's pretty good. It's a lot of damage. Go to 5. We're gonna play Flagstones. And if I tap this, I can't turn anything into an angel. So I think what I do first is I go boom, like this, and then let's get our Surveil land, and then we'll see. Oh, I drew my Surveil land for turn. Oops. Guess it doesn't really change that much. Is this spell or ability? Spell. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and tap the amulet. Okay, just to the land. Leave the knight back to chump if Doom can make the mimic bigger again. Doom still has 4 cards in hand, which is admittedly a lot. That was new Sorenman. We played it in like just like a combo deck with like Nourishing Shoal and Autochron Worm, and it was like kind of interesting. I want to play it in like maybe with Phlage or like in Food Shells too, and see how that performs. So I have to block. Doom has 6 cards in hand and does have another Eldrazi Temples. And a It That Heralds the End. Cool. Drew another land for turn. Okay, so we'll pay an energy, did not give back Reality Smasher. We'll play this, then we'll tap the Unstable Amulet. We get a white Orchid Phantom, which deals my opponent a damage and gains me an energy that I can pay into the Static Prison next turn. And a life point. A little flooded here. Attack with the Ragavan. Notably, if I get to cast a spell off Ragavan, it deals a damage with static or Unstable Amulet. Is Amped Raptor the truth or overhyped? I think Amped Raptor's been the best card in this deck, and this has been the best deck I've played, so you know, you could just kind of interpret that as you will, I guess. That to Smasher. Nice. Okay, down a game against Doom's Eldrazi deck. Very cool. Now, we were kind of main decked with like 4 Orchid Phantom, 4 Boom Bust. I don't think we need like a lot more. I'm going to bring in the 4th Static Prison. I'm going to bring in the Cleansing Wildfires. Don't need to change too much. I'm going to trim a Phlage. Doesn't like really kill. Phlage is very just bad. I guess they kill some of their stuff. Let's go down to 1 Phlage. Let's play 2. Let's play 2. 2 Phlage, final answer. 4 Static Prison, 4 Discharge, 4 Guide of Souls. I think Ragavan on the play is mandatory. We really want to have Phelia plus White Orchid Phantom. It's kind of tough. Maybe. I think I'd take it back. I think the Phlages just are the weak links in this matchup. I just got nostalgic to get Mimic Reality Smashed, although maybe not the good kind of nostalgia. Replace Ragavan with Nihiri the Harbinger. Now we're talking. Raptor was super good against Mason last game too. Can you cut Amulet in matchups that are more about speed? I think at the moment you should never cut any number of Amulets in any matchup. It's just like expressive iteration almost in blue-red. It's just, you just never cut the card probably. So there's a Devourer of Destiny. 2 Devourer of Destiny, so Doom gets to look at the top 4, exile 3, put 1 on top twice. Would a split of Bolt Ephemerate be good replacement for Rag? Ephemerate doesn't work with Raptor. You can't. It's a bad hit off of Raptor, so probably just Bolts. Is Guide of Souls just a generically good 1-drop? You need to be playing like an energy deck or a deck that has like goes pretty wide. So you can't just play it in any shell, but it is pretty good. God of Souls is nice. I think I want to get Phelia online here. Then we are going to be very thirsty to wildfire that Ugin's Labyrinth. Linebreaker's not so scary. We're going to take a big hit here, but then we're going to untap and stabilize pretty hard, I think. 2 Guide of Souls. I guess I should... Let's see. I'm definitely going to wildfire this, so let's just see what we draw. It's kind of close between getting the guides online now. If I draw a white source, I'd probably just go guide, gain 2. And if I don't, I'm going to go Static Prison, the Linebreaker, flicker Static Prison, go up in energy, get a counter on Phelia. Seems like that's what we should do. Why is Ephemerate bad off Raptor? It just gives +1 energy and goes again. Raptor does not cast the card. Oh, sorry. I can't flicker the Static Prison or I'm going to get blocked. That's okay. Just not flicker it. You have to, yeah, Raptor only does the thing if you cast it from hand. Doom is out of lands. So let's pay 1. Discharge, pay 2, get 1 back. Guide of Souls, gain a life, and then attack with Phelia. Flicker a Guide of Souls. Let's go ahead and make Phelia an angel dog. And I'm gonna gain an energy here on my instep, so I don't need to worry so much about the static prison. I can also discharge on my draw step, or in response to this, in my main phase, in response to this trigger, to get some energy back, maybe. It's another line breaker. It's pretty nice. I can go to 1, though. Actually, let me just make sure I'm not missing lethal. So this... If I spin 0 and then I static prison, the problem is, I guess, that I would have to give the... Wait, hold on. Yeah, if I spin 0, so I go... I can turn all this stuff into angels to just fly over. So this would be 11 damage, which isn't lethal, so let's not do that then. Let's just go attack with 1, 2. I might be dead to another one of these, right? I guess not, because I can just double block. Just doesn't seem like there's really much reason to spend energy here, especially because I need to have energy for the prisons, but I could just make everything an angel next turn if I need to. Two life points. Yeah, so Temple Smasher I can double block, but then I'm in pretty bad shape. Oh, knocking my mic down. Temple Smasher's not that likely. It's turn 2. Testing. Okay, pay to prevent. Attack for lethal. I guess I should have played White Orchid Phantom first so I could flicker that, but Doom is dead, so I'm just gonna kill my friend. Okay, going to game 3. Eldrazi deck's looking pretty good. Kind of want a Phlage on the draw. It actually kills a lot of their stuff. I forgot about the Line Breaker too. Phelia on the draw. Ragavan. Let's do this. Yeah, the life gain's nice too. Doom's on like blue-red aggro Eldrazi. Looks pretty good. Is Doom playing Elder Deep Fiend? Because that was like a card I wanted to play in the aggro Eldrazi deck. This is a really fun event. Just play against all the other content creators. Really fun. Thank you to Daybreak for putting this on. We got an Amped Raptor, so we got to keep. Can boom on turn 2. Do have Moonlight for flickering their Eldrazi. It's really only good with Phelia, but you could, yeah. I'm trimming a Phelia on the draw here. Kind of don't want to draw 2 on the draw. As Gabriel Nassif once said, if you really don't want a card to be a 2 of in your opening hand, and you should probably not have 4 of them in your deck post board. Yeah, this is the first ever early access event on Magic Online. Okay, nice start for Doomwake. We are gonna have to catch up next turn. Amped Raptor is pretty good at catching up. Only colorless mana so far. Doom seems to have multiple options. Goes with It That Heralds the End. Hits me for 3 down to 17. You want to play Aether Hub here instead of Flagstones. This way we could hit a Phlage and cast a Phlage. I'll take an Unstable Amulet. Maybe it doesn't help me stabilize that hard, but it's still a pretty good rate for 2 mana. So can't attack with It That Heralds the End that well. But can just hit me for 12. It's pretty scary. Deck's looking great, Doom. Good job. So we're going to play Guide of Souls. Deal my opponent 1. Static Prison, the Line Breaker, and I think I just hold up Discharge. My Phelia can deal with this Chalice in 1. Let's just go ahead and cast my 1-drop now, though. Pay 2 energy. Another Mimic. Pretty scary. Doom's draws have been great this match. Maybe the deck's just good. So we gotta spend 1 on the Static Prison. And then go play Plains. Play Unstable Amulet, and then probably just pass. I mean, I'm gonna get an energy off the Guide of Souls, so I can tap an Amulet. There's not really anything I'd want to play instead of Phelia, so I think I could just chill. Big oof. Looking like I was wrong about these Mimics. Holy shit. So we're going to chump with our Raptor and go to 1. Doom's got 3 cards in hand. I get to play Phelia, I get to gain a life. Let's untap. Another Amped Raptor is nice, so let's go ahead and pay the 1. Attack with Phelia, flicker the Chalice. We drew, best possible, of course, also. I'm going to cast the Raptor before I tap an Amulet, because if I hit a Phlage, I want to be able to cast a Phlage. Phlage would be a great hit here. Oh, I guess I still could because of the Guide of Souls. Okay, so Amped Raptor into White Orchid Phantom. Deal my opponent 2 damage. Gaining some life along the way. It's really critical. I should have tapped Plains, though. It's actually maybe going to be a costly mistake. Static Prison, deal my opponent 2 damage. And then I should probably boom to play around Reality Smasher. Can also cut my opponent off red. Dude, the Elegant Parlor is always in my hand when I need to surveil so far. Very cool game. Let's go! Boros continues to be broken. The deck is just so dumb. And Raptor is the best card in the deck. Oh, look, we're back to playtesting against Young Dingo. Back to playtesting against Young Dingo. This is fun. I'm gonna keep another Raptor. We're playing Essence Reliquary to reuse each piece of your own Proctor. I don't think so. Okay, so Dingo's not on the Boros mirror. If we had another Boom Bust, that would be pretty bad. This is definitely a spot where we've got some bad hits with the Raptor, but I guess I could just Phelia this turn. No, that means if Dingo plays a creature, my removal's a bit better, and I can also try to flicker my Raptor, get more energy. Also, I could draw like a Flagstones or Indestructible land so that a Boom Bust would be better. I guess we should also probably just boom. Doom is playing, or Dingo's or playing the black white scam deck. Just fueling my Phlage. Maybe I should no, I want to be able to hit a removal spell, but if I could hit Phlage and oh no, dear. Yeah, one of two bricks left in the deck here. I could have discharged and then cast it, but I think it was better to have like removal spells be hits here. Let's maybe sandbag the discharge too. Don't think I care that much. I want to be able to like kill this with Phlage next turn. Yeah, you can't respond like mid trigger though. Like I can't like see I'm flipping Phage and then play the discharge. It has to be before. Need to build Lursa. I don't think you need to. Like we have 4 Guide of Souls, 4 Aether Hub, and 4 Galvanic Discharge, and to like be able to hit 3 drops. So it's like I think you just have enough I think you just have enough situations where like you can just cast the 3s on turn 2 that you don't need it, but dude, the double cloud shift. But it's I don't know, it's it's of course you can. Seems fine to play it with like no 3 drops. Like Phlage is good, but it's not mandatory either. You could play less, you could play like just 2 Phlage. Okay, can I help you?
No, there's no Gatorade.
Oh, okay.
But can I offer you a watermelon smoothie?
Fuck yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, cool.
sounds great. So Dingo's down to 9. Down to 7, and then maybe down to 5 after my Phlage here. Kind of scared of Shieldred. I could play around Shieldred by static prisoning the Necro. I kind of feel like Shieldred is going to happen too, since Dingo shows what to discard so fast. Maybe, maybe not. No Shieldred cast yet. You can yeah, I don't believe you can respond to the reveal of the card with Raptor. It didn't allow me to this game either. What? Okay, 3 cards left for Dingo. Got 4 life. Okay, if Cloud shifts to get Revolt for Fatal Push. That's fair. 2 cards in hand, though. No draw step, Necrodominance. Yeah, you can play Fable instead of Phlage, but it's also like, we're in MH3 testing, and I think it's good to just be playtesting with the new cards, and quite simply, Phlage has been really good. Okay, Solitude, pitch white, Orchid Phantom. I'm gonna go for Phelia, I think, instead of my own Phantom. So that's Dingo's last card here. Thinking about flickering my Static Prison. Flickers Necro. Just for the counter. Trigger on the stack through the 10 months. I'll figure out the alerts over the weekend. I'm not sure why they're off, but appreciate you. They were working this morning, and I just sat here, and then like I didn't change anything, and they just stopped going off. It's very, very odd. It's like just a miracle. Who can know how these things work? I guess it's prudent to take the counter. I should have actually just flickered my White Orchid Phantom, huh? But it's kind of the same to like shrink Dingo's Phelia versus Growing Mine. I said maybe a bit better because like I guess this is flying anyways. So Dingo's at 1 life, no draw step, concedes the game. Not a great looking game for Necro Dominance. So against the Cloud Shift deck, Cloud Shift Ephemery deck, let's bring in these Hallowed Moonlights, and then I want like 1 or 2 Wear Tears. I played this matchup against Dingo this week. It's funny we're still playing this matchup. Just now, he's in California, and I'm still here. But being able to kill Necro Dominance for 1 mana is pretty nice. I think that the Boom Bust can be good, but I kind of feel like they end up being pretty bad top decks, and it's just kind of not what the matchup's about. So I think this is how I was sideboarding. Yeah, I don't think this is a matchup for Flute. Okay, snapping this one off. Why Cloud Shift Ephemery Band? So they're playing Cloud Shift as like just extra ways to scam Grief and Flicker Solitude. It's better than Not Dead After All in the black-white deck because of Necro Dominance exiling stuff from your graveyard when it goes to the graveyard. So it's better to play Cloud Shift instead of Not Dead After All. Yeah, we did win game 1. Oh, sorry, I should have brought the Essence Reliquary in, but it's for the grindy matchups. I'm going to make sure this Amulet resolves. Seems really important. Sorry, I brought it in against Ban. For some reason, I forgot to bring it in here. Yeah, Johnny's a consideration. Johnny could be correct to play. Does Necro create a trigger, or is it a replacement effect? There's a trigger that goes on the stack, and then there's a trigger that resolves, where you get all the cards. Okay, that's a nice one to not just be cooked against a Necro Dominance here. So we're gonna grab I think I'm gonna grab Mountain, since I have plenty of white sources here. Imagine getting to surveil Phlage into the yard in this spot. That would be really nice. Not quite that lucky. I'm going to graveyard this Ragavan. Is the flash on Phelia super relevant? It's pretty relevant. Oh, right, the Ephemerate. Although I don't know if Dingo's going to rebound necessarily. It does get to rebound. Not that my play is any different, I guess. 2 cards in Dingo's hand. No Necro Dominance, no Shielded, it seems. I've just drawn a land for turn. I guess I'm going to play a Flagstones and ramp. One thing I really like about this deck is your white Orchid Phantoms they're just like still 2 mana 2/2 flying first strikers that ramp you on even in matchups where land destruction isn't relevant. Thank God, that looks great.
It's literally just blended watermelon.
It looks great.
Yeah. Because, watermelon is so good at hydrating, but I know you don't like to eat on stream.
Yeah.
And it would just be so much better if you could just drink all your...
I would just do that in general.
Yeah.
Dingo returns Grief instead of Bowmaster. I'm down to 17. Dingo still has that Grief in hand. Good chance the last card is like Solitude or Fatal Push. It could be Thoughtseize. It could be land. It could be a Toxic Deluge. But you got to play your cards out when you know there's a Grief over there. There was a Solitude, which is the worst case scenario, I guess. Maybe left the Knight back. I think it's okay to attack for a turn. Got a lot of good top decks. Dingo does just run up. It just kind of had to be salted, I guess, because Dingo didn't just cast the Grief. Amulet is a start. I guess we could have dashed the Ragavan. I think I want to be able to double block a Grief. Because I can double block, and then with the first strike, I get to kill a Grief here. Best draw is Phelia by a lot. Sure, Phlage. Plays Marsh Flats. No good attacks. Okay, so now I've got a good attack. Phlage is kind of better than Uro. Don't at me. What's funny about the saying Phlage is better than Uro is oh, maybe I should play this first. Although I don't think Dingo's playing anymore in Dying Effects. But if there was Not Dead After All, it'd be better to play this first. What's funny about saying that is, like, if this Boros deck is just the best deck in the format, which it's too early to say that, but if it is somehow, then you're right, because it just fits in the best deck. I don't know. Uro card quality is still higher. Turning to Flagstones here, we get to thin. You know, just increase the number of spells we're drawing. Yeah, Uro is way better, but it's just kind of funny. Like, yeah, Uro is way better for sure. I agree. Well, that was the best draw possible against this. I'm gonna spin the 2. I could spin 0 and then tap my Unstable Amulet, but I think I should do this instead. And I think at this point I should start attacking so that I'm not just super cold to top deck Necro Dominance. Which amulet will we tap? Let's tap this one. So this deals my opponent 3 damage. You're just playing against your buddies. Well, this is a content creator event, so kinda. So kinda. You got a Solitude? Yeah, this is a 1-day early access event. They've never done this before, and it's really cool that they're doing it. I'm having a good time. So Dingo did draw another Solitude here. Goes after one of my White Orchid Phantoms. Takes 2 down to 5. Is effectively at 8 life with the life gain off the Solitude. The ideas for Timeless Amulet. Well, you get to play Worn Power Stone now, and then there's like a few other things you can do with it. There was something else I was thinking about this morning. I can't remember what it was now, to be honest. So this is going to allow me to kill the Solitude and then activate the amulet. No! No! Didn't draw Step the Grief! No! Fuck. Probably targets the wrong thing here, though, to be honest. So counters my energy generation. Now I have to pump the brakes. So Monday, you have to go back to Old Modern. I think I'm just not streaming on Monday. I think I'm gonna be streaming a long time, starting Tuesday. Save me, Amped Raptor. Save me, Phlage. Phlage wins the game here. No, I'm not queued for the Pro Tour. I had a really bad RC. Although, me and my friend worked on this deck, and my friend qualified, but I, 0-3'd. Okay, go to game 3. Let's bring in a Reliquary over Phlage 3 on the play. Yeah, this is only for 1 day. I would have targeted my own creature, maybe. Well, it still loses to Solitude Ephemerate. But, yeah, maybe. Okay, keeping this. Oh, so I should have been cutting Ragavans against the Bowmasters, but maybe Dingo's cutting Bowmasters. Yeah, Amaz is the one that qualified for the Pro Tour with the Black-White Pauper deck, and we worked on the deck together, and I'm really happy for him. I had like there's like almost nobody, none of my friends. I would love to see all my friends qualify, but he just works so hard and is so good at the game, and has made it so close at like every RC, and has finally got there. How do you like the land count? I feel okay about it. I mean, what is it like? It's 22, right? Seems just correct. We have a lot of card advantage too. I think it's good to get this amulet going. Okay, Moonlight's a nice one to have with the Phelia. Yeah, Dingo's thoughts he's the Raptor all 3 games. Dingo likes Raptor now. It's just, just a meme at this point. Let's go ahead and Surveil. There's another Phelia. You get Necrode. The amulets can help against Necro a lot. If you blink amulet, you lose the card underneath it. Yes. Usually doesn't come up too often. Your curve's so low. So Dingo should be looking for a Solitude pretty hard here. Seems like he has it. So energy card would be awesome. Phlage would be awesome. We play this so that I can Phelia and Hallowed Moonlight. I'm going to hold up the Moonlight on Dingo's turn because of Ephemerate and stuff. White Orchid, Phantom, and the low and Archetype damage shell. I'll get back to you on that one. Seems like something to think about. So draws 3 down to 7. I'm going to play another one of these. And I'm going to respond to this with the Moonlight so that this isn't going to be able to kill the Phelia by itself. But this kind of seemed like this is just going to be double Bowmaster. Okay. So Aether Hub lets me Amulet again, which is pretty big with my opponent being at 3. So let's go ahead and Galvanic Discharge, a Bowmaster, and I'm gonna spin 0. Just care about the energy and killing my opponent with the amulets. So I'll play the Guide of Souls. I don't want to play the Ragavan because this is how I could get an energy next turn, and like spending energy to cast it doesn't seem worth it. Dingo's at 1, 5 cards in hand. If he doesn't have Shielded yet, it's going to be a big problem for him. Oh wait, Shielded can't pay any life, right? So cast Grief, gets this Ragavan out of my hand. 3 cards in hand over there. Only has 1 good attack. Any creature gets the job done. Or it lets me tap Amulet at least. One of the better creatures to hit. So any spell wins. So that means we're going to hit Sacred Foundry inevitably. And pass back. Dingo still has 3 cards in hand. I could double block a Grief and then take 5 down to 8. Seems probably right, despite like any creature like allowed me to Guide of Souls. If I draw a creature, I'm probably just pretty happy anyways next turn. Has a Shieldred, but it can't draw because I 1 life, so I have to win the game now. Dead. Well, finally lost a match with Boros. Very close game. No, we played like 15, 14 matches of the deck. That's the first one we've lost. You could go down to 21 lands. It would be okay, but I don't know. I'm also like really biased against these kind of comments because like I just my whole streaming career, if we flood in a match, if we flood in one match, chatters always go, we should cut lands. You know, it's just you just need a big sample size. Can we draw Discharge and activate Amulet instance for lethal? We'd have to hit like another Phelia. No, it's not even lethal because the Shieldred is 2. Has got them up to 3 life. No, Discharge and instant. Their life total is already 3, right? I only had 2. Every game we've been losing or close to losing this timer stream has been to flood. Yeah, I don't know. It's this is what it's like to stream Magic the Gathering though. You're gonna flood some games. And it's also like people just tell you to to cut a land when you flood. So we could maybe cut a land. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying that let's get a little bit of sample size. Like you are going to lose matches of Magic to flooding. I'm not confident that it is time to cut a land yet. You know, I probably should have graveyarded Phelia because if my opponent can kill my Orchid Phantom, then cast it is pretty bad for me. I think a naturally tins with flying because the curve is low. Yeah, maybe we got a lot of card advantage. It is what it is. You might be right. Okay, I'm glad that they declined to cast the Phelia. Three, 4 Necrogoyf. It's not that this is something you really should be that excited about, but you know, it's nice we can at least boom here. I want to Galvanic Discharge the Ragavan and then have enough to like fly my Guide of Souls, but just wait a second. This Necrogoyf has been looking great, by the way. It's just like very fastly a 4/5 every time so far. Playing Jund and has Tarmogoyf. It's a lot of power and a lot of toughness already. So Necrogoyf is bigger than Tarmogoyf, I suppose. So getting hit for 6 down to 8. Ragavan helps and gets rid of a Sacred Foundry for me. All right, chat, let's cut a land. Although it's like the land I'm cutting is probably my monument, and like that's helping me solve mana flood. But that's probably the land you have to cut. All right, so let's play the amulet. I will tap the amulet despite me having no more energy for the Static Prison. There's my energy for the Static Prison, I guess. But we're chumping Nethergoyf. So we're probably dead. Any MDFC spells lands you considered? I mean, you could play them. There's not really a lot of room for utility lands. We have the white land that lets you dig for historic cards. We have Monumental Henge, this is probably the land I'm cutting if I'm cutting a land, so I don't know. All right, let's bring in these hearses. Let's bring in the Essence Reliquary, and let's cut the Ragavans against the Boatmaster deck. Stinky land? I don't know. Ender's untapped and put shit in my hand. I don't know. I would never, ever, ever, ever cut a Flagstones in this deck. Never, ever, 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 ever. In my White Orchid Phantom Boom Bust deck. Yeah, we've not seen Phlage very much. That's true. How is Static Prison playable? I mean, getting rid of any land permanent for 1 mana is pretty good. It does have a downside. We can make a good amount of energy in the deck, though. It's been pretty good. You can play Canyon instead, yeah. I mean, it's also like let's just keep the MH3 card in there. I'm probably just gonna stay at 22 lands so I can keep the MH3 card on. Oh, it's chat. Should we cut a land? No land, no land. Okay, it is nice to have this draw though, where we have the Night Speed 2-for-1s. think my opponent's going to take Boom Bust. Yeah, Lurrus would make this deck so ridiculous. Two-mana 2/2 flying first strike, rampant growth. Playing off the top. Rolled the 5 on the play, not a great place to be. Had no lands in my openers here. What was it chat said about this card? Stinky land? I'm gonna go ahead and have it in hand. They can have some land destruction, and also my opponent may cast a discard spell, so you're gonna play the known land. And it's untapped anyways. Nice. We have like 20 hits for the Henge, somewhere in that range, although 8 of them are lands. Pretty sure I'm supposed to Henge instead of Phlage, because I can't escape Phlage yet. And my opponent could play a creature that I could kill with this one. We can hit Phlage, Unstable Amulet, Rustvale Bridge, Flagstones, Ragavan, Phelia. Although I boarded out my Ragavan, so we have less hits, I guess. It's not less than ideal. Stinky land. Hearse is really nice to pick up here. I wanted to be able to Phelia and attack, but maybe I can use my Phlage to even kill the Tarmogoyf. Oh, we lost to Dingo on Black-White Scam, so I guess 2-1 in that matchup or something like that. Goyf down to 4/5. Is Hinge better than Canyon? I think so, yeah. I mean, like, was this not really good? Like, but it's also like it kind of, to some extent, it doesn't matter if it's better than Canyon, because like let's test the Modern Horizons 3 card. You know, let's play the new cards. But I think it is better also. Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry. Not whoops yet. I have to hearse before my Uro goes to the yard. But they could have an instant. They're gonna kill their own Bowmaster? They are killing their own Bowmaster to save their Tarmogoyf. This is fine. Just play Phelia this turn. Then we can also go like Static Prison, exile the Orc Army, get the 2 energy for the Amulet, flicker the Static Prison. Never mind, no Static Prison for us. Isn't eating both lands safer there? So it plays around instant? I guess so. Sure. I think I'm okay if my opponent double blocks. I'm gonna flicker the Amulet. Then I can. This is only one target graveyard, so I shouldn't be able to kill the Goyf here. Because if that was so yes, or yeah, too many types. So let's just Phlage the Orc Army. I didn't mean to pass priority back, but Let's go ahead and tap the Amulet and the Hearse before they can needle either of them. Galvanic Discharge would be so hype right now. Amped Raptor will take, although it's just an energy thing for us right now, but we need energy anyways. I guess it's okay if they needle the Hearse. I'm not like that expecting it to happen here, and I kind of need to not target. I need to target the Saga with the Hearse, right? They get a Haywire Might. It's kind of interesting, like which thing they target here. I'm just gonna do this now because I'm gonna do it anyways. Shrinks the Goyf down to 3/4. I feel like this has got to go after the Hearse, right? Not sure. It's kind of close. It's been a good game. But still got 3 cards in their hand. Legler with the 15 months. Thank you. Welcome back. You talked a lot about the new decks are going to be good. What current mainstay decks do you think have the biggest fall off? I don't know. I've spent so much time over the last like couple days just testing MH3 cards. I kind of don't even remember what the old metagame was like. It feels like a distant memory at this point. So when you cast Raptor off Amulet, you don't get the cast trigger, but you do get the 2 energy. So I guess we'll play this bridge, and then it seems correct to get rid of a construct. Just bought Titan my fuck. Titan's like still probably one of the best decks. Okay, Shadow Spear makes racing and chump blocking pretty difficult, which were 2 things on my mind here. So I guess I'm just going to go to 3, then do a bolt. I could bust and then flicker the Shadow Spear and then chump block. So bad. I don't really see a better line though. My opponent's hand's all spells. Bust Flicker Goyf. I guess Flickering Goyf and Shadow Spear is the same, right? And then any untapped land lets me Phlage, although I don't have that many untapped lands that don't cost me damage. Oh, engineered explosives for lethal? That's so funny. Okay, I mean, I'll take a flood into Mold of 5 loss. Okay, that's what it is. Much faster league this time, too. Mulligan. Put back the Parlor. No, you need to play Parlor. The Parlor is mandatory. Why am I not high on the Haste Exert land? It just enters tapped way more often than the white, like this one like helps you when you're flooding, when you're grinding, when you need card advantage. This one enters way untapped way more often in your Flagstones deck than the Haste one. The Haste one is only good with Phlage, and it is good with Phlage. Yeah, Hub is mandatory. You can't not play Hub here. This is like not one ring. No, Amulet's a better card advantage engine. Also, you don't really want to play 4-drops because you can go Guide of Souls into Raptor or Raptor Aether Hub and cast 3s on turn 2 somewhat often, but casting 4s on turn 2 is pretty tough. Yeah, I'm closer to playing 2 Parlors than I am to playing 0 Parlors. So my opponent evokes Grist, but they do so without playing a land first. They evoke old Grist, not new Grist. Which was a little weird. They're probably a Nightmare. I don't know. Can you run Mesa Statue Thin? There's just not a lot of room in the mana base. Let's like... Sorry, this is my... Like, I think the 4th Sacred... Yeah, they could play 1 Mesa over the 4th Foundry, maybe. I think you kind of have to play every single other land here. Okay, and then they Flare of Malice to kill my Ragavan. Now, that's pretty good. They take the best card, Amped Raptor. It keeps getting discarded. So I haven't been able to play it very much. Let's go Phantom this turn, since we have so many 2s in the deck. We really like to be able to go Amulet. We would like to be able to go Amulet into 2 next turn. Okay, so Plains, Parlor. Funny that we mulligan to put that on the bottom to get to do this. Do Graveyard Phlage for value. Dude, that was a good night. 2 mana 2/2. 2 mana 2/2. Rampant Growth and Tomb Phlage. We'll take that. Untapped Overgrown Tomb. Passes the turn. I think 1 Parlor is the right number, but you could play 2. I mean, the second one would be nice this next turn. Todd, thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you had a good stream. Getting Bowmastered here. We lost to Jun Saga, but we also the 5 game 2 got really flooded game 1, and then we also lost to Dingo on Black-White Scam in a really close game 3. And it was good. It was fine. So they can't get back the Grief here. Not that the Grief really would do that much anyways. We played a blue-black Nightmare deck earlier that looked kind of nice. Kind of interested to see how my opponent's build is. Guess I should attack first. And I think I should also probably... This does make more Boom Bust and White Orchid Phantoms worse top decks, but I get to thin my library of lands some and put an extra card in the yard for a future Phlage, which could be good. No busting next turn? I mean, no, I don't think so. I think I want to boom this turn and then escape Phlage next turn. Seems correct. Especially against the Grief deck. My opponent may just Nightmare their Grief next turn. This is going to be a problem with the Nightmare. My Phlage is not going to get the job done against this. If I draw a creature maybe to be able to sack to the Marauder, that could be kind of good. Other land. I guess they won't be able to recur it this turn. We also get to ping our opponent for 1. I think I should just go upstairs probably. They're gonna be able to jump block really well. I could play 1 Plains out. Save the rest for if I do decide to bust. So they can get Grief back. Got a lot of good top decks. Like usual. Okay, so this is maybe just going to be sacked to the Marauder. I think I'm still just going upstairs. Yeah, Phlage is good, I think. Okay, so up a game against the Nightmare deck. Let's bring in 3 Hearse, 2 Moonlight. Trim 4 Ragavans and a Phlage. Are we not resetting the amulet? I think it's better to sack. So you wanted to sack Phlage and then keep Phelia to reset the amulet? I think it's just better to keep Phlage. They're just dead, almost. I don't think we need Flute when we have Hearse and Moonlight. This it's just kind of disrupting their game plan in a better way that Flute is, and in a redundant way also. I was kind of worried that Phlage would not have a home to fit in when I read the card. I like the card. Well, not often that Boros is a good color combo, but it turns out they just printed a crap ton of crazy Boros cards. Flute seems good versus Nightmare. I mean, so is Hearse. There's such a thing as over sideboarding. MH3 looks better than MH2 somehow. Yeah, I guess I haven't been saying this that often, but Modern Horizons 3 is a more powerful set than Modern Horizons 2. Yes. Gonna do some booming. I think I'm gonna keep up the discharge this turn. We have 30 MH3 cards in the main deck, and then 4 or 5 in the sideboard. Oh, 31 in the main deck is also the Henge. And Boom Bust. How long do I give Nadu for the format? First ban window, second. I think the card might not get banned. Like we spent a long time playtesting this week, and Nadu is a good and powerful card, but it seems to be pretty beatable, somewhat beatable at this point. Flare of Malice is also a card that's like really, really good against Nadu. Like that card is like we played Flare of Malice against the Nadu deck earlier, and it was super nice. So I'm not quite ready to say anything needs to be banned. I mean, this card is, just pretty powerful. Let's keep it. Estrage Invocation. I don't know. That card is like kind of the main one I have just not been able to like really figure out like what you're supposed to do with it. Necrodama is also, I don't think, too good. I think it is about it seems to be like pretty balanced but pretty powerful too. And I like Invert Polarity also. I'm a fan of that card. So they pitch in a Cursed Marauder. Probably going to take my... I mean, they should probably take Galvanic Discharge instead of Boom Bust, right? Yeah, right? Shouldn't they? Because this is just 1 mana Stone Rain that also leaves me with 2 energy. When you Galvanic Discharge a 1 toughness creature, it's so powerful. I actually think there's a really good chance like Ragavan becomes just even more unplayable because 1 toughness creatures are so bad because you just discharge and get got so hard. Okay, well you'll take the 2 for 1. Uh-oh. I kind of need that amulet. So we get to get this off the field. We get to hold up Moonlight on their turn. They got 2 cards in their hand, only 1 land. If I get Bowmaster, I'm just going to cycle this. Nice. What is Aether Geode Miner? Wait, Nethergoyf looked... Yeah, Nethergoyf looked awesome. It's like that was one card me and Dingo didn't get around to. We played against it some also. Yeah, gonna be a fun time. Okay, whenever it attacks, you get 2 energy. Pay 2 energy, then flicker it. Ooh. That card's fun. I don't know. I don't think that you have to have 2 of the. It's not gonna be a competitive combo, but that card is close to being interesting. Okay, so 3-2 this league. Oh, sorry, update the record. So 3-2 this league. Reset the record.